Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Tammy, the creator of the blog and this YouTube channel called Nutmeg Notebook, and this is where we share with you all about a whole food, plant exclusive, I'm trying to say it that way, lifestyle. So we're glad that you could join us today. We just got done doing an Amazon live where we were talking about all of these containers. So we thought, oh, if we do the same theme for both, that'll just make it so much easier on us. So we're going to talk a little bit about storage containers and being organized, because as those of you who follow me know, we feel like that is one of the most important things that you can do to have success on this lifestyle. So my husband Tom is here with me. Are you going to come on and say hi, Tom?
Well, if I can get through this forest of storage containers. So
it makes you feel a little protected, doesn't it? So this gives us protection.
Yeah, so I see that you guys have been kind of hanging out in, where I am on camera, okay. You've been hanging out in the chat feed a little bit. There are a couple of questions. I've spotted those, some about roasting vegetables and stuff. So we're going to maybe talk about these containers, clear the desk a little bit here, and then we'll come back to the chat feed and take some of those questions
So
off
do
there.
you want to give them a little bit of housekeeping about if they have a question and they're new to us?
Yeah, they're doing it now. You see in the chat feed, the questions that were asked gave me nice 4 question marks in front and even 4 on the back end. It jumped right out at me. So we'll come back and catch those roasting questions. I think it's about air fryers. So if you'll do that for me, that's great. And then as Tammy's going over things, I'll keep her on the Tammy cam. And if I'm going to jump in and offer some additional nonsense, then we'll jump over to the Tom and Tammy cam.
You're already warning us that you're full of nonsense today.
Yes. So anyway.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's where we are. Just kind of trying to get our feet back on the ground.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to come back over to you and do some sound checks. I think the sound is okay. I just did a quick check. It seemed a little loud. I turned it down, so I'm going to make sure it's not down too low now.
Okay.
So here you go.
I don't know. I always think, you know, before the holiday craziness starts, it's probably a good time to get a little bit organized so that if you are super crazy busy and your schedule is just out of control, at least you can still provide yourself healthy meals at home.
Oh, wait. Breaking news. There's some concern in the chat about the absence of flowers. So you might as well just address that right up front.
And what am I supposed to say? I did not have time to go buy flowers this week. It's just, have you ever had like a day where everything kind of just was crazy and things fell out of the sky and you had to deal with them? I've had that this whole week, including today. So I just did not get flowers this week. So there you go. That's all I can tell you. So I have a plant over there. It's actually a fake plant.
It's a fake plant. It's a fake plant. That's sad.
It's sad. From IKEA that
Jesse's screaming.
I know that I use in a lot of food photography pictures. So anyway, because then you don't have to worry about clipping off bad leaves and what have you. But I have my little pumpkins there too. So anyway, no, I do not have a beautiful bouquet of flowers. You know, a lot of times my flowers last for 2 weeks. And the last couple of weeks, the flowers I've bought have just like croaked within days. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, let's talk about pantry. I've used the OXO containers, food storage containers for years, and we really love them. And so you'll see over here, is this showing? I think it's not showing. I'll just grab it and bring it over. These are Tom's oats, and
pull them back.
Pull them back. Okay. And we have the half-cup measuring cup in there because that's what he uses every day for his breakfast. And so we just have an extra measuring cup and we left it in there so he wouldn't have to, you know, walk over and get it every day. And so, and then we have his chia seeds here and hemp seeds here because he uses those every day in his morning cereal. And so we really like these. So they are plastic, they are BPA free, And here's how the lid comes off. You push down on it when it's down inside, and you see that it has this gasket here.
Seal.
It's a silicone seal, so that it gives a nice tight seal to it. So they wash up beautifully. They work great. I love that they come in a variety of sizes, and also they stack. And so this is what we use in the pantry. I did start to label some of them, but then I thought, well, that's silly because I know what everything is. And since I'm the one that does the majority of the cooking, I'm like, I don't need to label all of these. Now, these taller ones are really intended for pasta, but we're not big pasta eaters. So these will hold like lasagna or spaghetti, those tall uncooked noodles, but I just use them for, whatever my dried things are that I need storage containers for. So the most economical way to buy them, we have discovered, is to buy them in sets. And oftentimes Sam's Club or Costco will have them at a really good price in a set. You just need to look at the set and see what it comes with and see if those sizes are appropriate for the things that you want to store. So like I like to, I want more than one bag of lentils and one bag, obviously, of beans, dried beans, to be in the containers at one time. And this just prevents you from having all those little individual bags, or if you buy them in the bulk section, from having all those bulk section containers or bags in your pantry. It's just, I like that they're clear. I can see everything that's in them. I can see quickly at a glance what do I need to buy more of, and I just think they're fantastic. I love them. I know a lot of people like to use the glass canning jars. It's just, I don't like that I can't stack them safely. And recently I had made a whole batch of the crispy chickpeas, which that recipe is coming out, you guys. I had started the blog.
Ones in that.
I started the blog post this week. Tom started editing, and then our week just blew up on us, and we thought for sure we were going to have it posted by Friday, but the week just didn't allow it. But I forget the point I was making. Oh, I had those in a glass container, one of the snap lock lid containers in the pantry, and I knocked it off the shelf, and it like exploded. I was in the process of cleaning out our freezer and reorganizing the freezer when I came in to get something out of the pantry and knocked it down, and the glass just shattered like a billion pieces, and it flew. I just don't understand it. So I had broken glass everywhere. I literally had to take my pantry apart and search for all of the glass and vacuum it up and mop it, and it was just such a mess. So anyway, in that process, I had recently purchased some new OXO containers, and so that was my motivation then to finish putting my pantry back together the way I really wanted it. So anyway, and I did take a picture, but it's hard to take a picture in the pantry because I can't get back far enough to really get a good picture of the shelves. So we just thought, well, we'll just pull everything out and show you what it looks like. So you may have different storage needs and ideas, but when I look at and we have on Amazon, in our Amazon shop, we do have some of the kits that OXO has that come with the different sizes, but just think about, the quantity that you like to keep on hand and make sure that the containers have enough. Now, sometimes you can find the containers also at like TJ Maxx or Home Goods stores, if you have any of those discount kind of stores, and there'll be greatly reduced prices. It's just hit and miss. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. Just make sure that the lids work. I bought one at one of those discount places one time, and then when I got it home, I discovered that the lid was broke. So, had to go back. So it wasn't such a bargain after all. But anyway, so that's it on those. Are you over there snacking, buddy? Who, you?
What?
Yeah, you. I think you're snacking.
I found some well-being nuggets.
Oh, we haven't had much time for food today, so he's probably hungry. You hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gonna do zip top next?
Yes. No, I'm gonna do the stasher bags next. I'll actually start on those while you're moving things around. Were there any questions about these?
We promised we'd catch up on those other
Yeah,
questions.
we'll do that.
So I'm going to scroll back up to the top here.
Do you want me to hand you stuff or?
No, I'll do that while you're. Let me get you started on these questions, and I'll come back to you.
No problem.
Um,
It's called teamwork. Teamwork.
Cheryl wants you to get a wide angle lens so that then you guys can go in the pantry, so you don't have to move all this stuff.
Well, you actually get a better view of it out here. So these are all on one shelf, except for the oats and the.
They're not on screen. Let me see.
Oh,
yeah.
So
Here,
Tom's oats and his seeds are on a different shelf, but all the beans all go on the same.
They nest together pretty much like this.
Yeah, they do. They're really nice.
And you can see back and through and see what you're after. And
yes, it just makes it so much easier to, like when I go in there to get ingredients out, and then when I'm gonna go grocery shopping, I can just, pop my head in there and look and see, oh, we need more black beans or this or that. And of course, we had bought large quantities during the pandemic, so we're still working down on things. Okay, so what were the questions, babe?
There was a question about, I got to scroll back up here, see if I can get to the beginning. It was about roasting vegetables, and I switched the chat feed to live chat, and I may have lost it. It was about cooking vegetables in the air fryer, I think without oil. So
well, whoever asked that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, can you please restate it? YouTube has this thing where you choose either top chat or live chat, and when you have top chat, I don't know, it's picking folks and displaying people that are more involved in the chat. I don't know why they even have that setting. I prefer live chat so I can see all the comments, and so I switched from seeing some of the comments to seeing all of the comments, and then it starts over from that point. And so I actually have lost those questions about roasting vegetables. So if we can re-ask the roasting vegetable question again, that would be great. And then we'll go from there.
Okay. Was there another question?
Yeah, I saw some other question marks here. Let me check.
Okay. Tom's checking. So it's getting quite windy here and breezy. You can hear our wind chimes. You guys probably can't hear them, but I love wind chimes. And we have this one set that just has a beautiful tone to it. So it's just so comforting to hear that.
Yeah. Okay, that was Cheryl talking about the wide angle lens. So no, I can't find it right now. We'll have to have those.
Well, I'm going to just
talk about the stashers.
I'm just going to move on. So back in July for my birthday, our daughter and her family gave me stasher bags. She said, "Mom, I just want you to stop using the Glad bags that you're using, or the Ziploc bags that you're using." And so, and it is initially, I have to say that it is a little bit of an investment, but these get rid of the one-use bags, plastic bags that we've all been using for years and years. Well, I shouldn't say all, because some of you are probably much more environmentally conscious and have been for a long time. So what these are is they are made from silicone, and they're made from what's called platinum silicone. And platinum silicone, oh, I'm on the wrong, you have to tell me when you've switched cameras. Okay. Premium or platinum silicone is like the best type of silicone that you can get. It's the highest grade. It is for food safety reasons, it's the best type of silicone that you can get. So it is BPA free. There's no lead, there's no PVC, and there's no phthalates. Am I saying that right? In this. So, and silicone, you like to say it's inert. And so it doesn't leach chemicals, and also it doesn't absorb anything. And so it's very safe to use, unlike plastic, which we know does leach chemicals, even if it's BPA free. But so they are multi-use containers, and the stashers are freezer, microwave, oven, and dishwasher safe. So I have not baked anything in these, and I have not put these in the microwave. What I've been using them for all these months is for refrigerator things or dry things. And so I like to use these when we have to take our lunch, when we're gonna go over and watch the kids, and they just simply open up, kind of like similar to any type of a zip lock kind of container, except you're not sliding it. You just push them together. And so one nice thing about it is you don't have to keep track of lids, which I really like. And they come in a variety of sizes, which is really nice because you can accommodate different needs. So, and they come in different colors too. I just happen to get the clear. I knew she was giving them to me. She asked me what color I wanted, and I said, oh, I just prefer the clear ones, but you can get blue and pink, and they have all kinds of different fun colors. So they're opaque on one side and then clear on the other side, so that you can easily see what you have in them. So these can go in the dishwasher, which is really nice. So far I haven't put them in the dishwasher. I have just hand washed them. And so they can, they have some larger ones. I wish they would come out with ones that would be big enough for our super cubes for the freezer, but I bet eventually we will get those. So this bigger one I use a lot now for cilantro. So when I get home from the store, I'll take my fresh herbs and wash them, and I'll lay them out on a mat and let them dry. And once they're dry, then I'll put them inside this, and you know, like it'll hold a nice bunch of cilantro in here, and so then they can go in the fridge. Now for storing in a drawer, they can lay flat like this, or you can get one of those wood or metal organizers, and you can, you know, put them in that so that you can keep them upright, so that you can see all your sizes. So far I have really liked these. They've worked well. They do have a new concept out now where they stand up. So they have like a more of a pouch bottom so that they stand up, because that's the one drawback about these, is they don't stand up. And so
they're feeling some competition from Zip Top.
Yeah, so we're going to show you my favorite silicone containers next. But these, look for them. They're on our Amazon store. They're sold everywhere now. And when they go on sale, that is really the best time to buy them. Did you have something, Tom?
Yeah, before we go on to Zip Top, here I am. Am I on screen now?
You are.
I still don't have this camera. I'm cutting my head off. And that's bugging. I got to go adjust that camera. So.
Well, do you want to address what you wanted to address?
No, because I got it up on the screen. I want to just fix this.
Okay.
Because it's fixable.
So I think it's really great that this is the way things are going right now, because you know, we want to help the planet. Oh, I also wanted to tell you about stashers, that 1% of their sales every year they donate to nonprofit groups that are working towards saving the planet. And so that's really nice to know that, you know, 1% of what you purchased, your dollars are going to a good cause.
It helps keep some plastics out of the ocean, maybe. So let's see, function, brighter, okay.
What did you want to say?
Oh, well, I wanted, before we forgot, I wanted to touch on the NHA trips here. We were That's the Tami cam. We were on the phone with Lisa McCarl earlier today, and she was reminding us that there's still some space on these NHA cruises. And if you go to healthscience.org, and I do have the link down in the show notes, it takes you to their homepage, which I'm showing here on the screen. And then you scroll down to the bottom, and at the bottom underneath events, it shows the Baja Blue Waters and Treasures on the Sea of Cortez. And Lisa was telling us that there's many of the same creatures that inhabit the Galapagos Island area. So, and that's coming up in April of next year. And then there's the Alaskan Splendors Cruise also in August happening. And so there's a limited number of spots. Like on the Alaskan cruise, it's like 4 or 5 maybe. And these are plant-based. These are plant-based cruises where we've got a full plant-based menu.
Entire, you like that word? I just made it up.
Yeah.
The entire cruise isn't all plant-based people.
No, but there's plant-based menu for
SOS free.
Yes, for the group of plant-related people, the NHA-related people that are going. So anyway, we just wanted to pass along that there are still some openings on both of those cruises. And we would encourage people to take a look at them. Lisa's information is, if you click on those, the information comes up. She does a great job of informing you on what's there, and take a look at it. So
talk to your plant-based friends, see if they want to go on a cruise with you,
Yeah,
where you don't have to worry about the food. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about, like, we went on the holistic holiday at sea
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
17 of us from the Sacramento area, yeah.
And we didn't have to worry about the food because there was SOS-free, plant-based food for every meal.
Yeah.
And they did gluten-free as well.
So anyway, yeah, it's there on the NHA site. Mark and Wanda, thank you for making those arrangements with Lisa, and we'll bon voyage, I guess.
Yeah.
So back to Zip Top.
Okay, so the Zip Top containers we got back in July. So we are friends with a gal that is a rep for the Zip Top, and they sent us a little kit of them, but I was really busy, and at first I just thought, oh, I don't know, because I already had these, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like these. So I had them probably for a month or so before I started using them. And then, of course, you know, she asked me, have you tried those yet? And I was like, no, not yet, I'm gonna get to it. And once I started using them, you guys, I love them. And so, again, these are made with 100% platinum silicone. But the difference with these is they stand up, they stay open when you open them so that you can fill the container, and then they zip shut, like so. And so you can see some of my crispy garbanzo chickpeas are in here. This one is usually full of those in the pantry. It's also something that our grandkids like to eat. The nice thing about the round ones is these do fit in the cup holder of your car, or if you have small children that are in car seats, it will fit down in the cup holder. And then they do make some cute little colored ones as well. And these do come in colors too, but again, I just chose the clear. But they have some that have like kind of like a little face on them, animal face on them for the kids. But they fit down in the cup holder, which is really nice. It's great for snacks. And so I use these. I haven't used these for any liquids. They say, Zip Top says, if you're going to use them for liquids, they recommend that you only do liquids that when you're keeping things stored at home in your refrigerator. They do not encourage you to use these for liquids to like go in your lunchbox or in your backpack because they could pop open, and then that would be a real issue for you. So, and they say right on them, keep upright, and then they have an arrow, because if it does fall over, then you could, if like the corner isn't quite sealed, you could have some leakage with them. So these are good for the freezer, the microwave, and they are dishwasher safe. And again, BPA free, no lead, no PVC, no phthalates. They're great for food prep, like I said, lunches, lunch boxes, leftovers, snacks on the go. And, you know, like you put a quinoa salad in here and in the morning, and you pack this in your lunch, and then at lunchtime you open it up, you can eat right out of it because it stays open, which I like that. I think that's really cool. So I do use these when we're packing lunch as well for various things. I had to empty some things out of them and wash them so I could show them to you. But like I like to use this little one, is great for ginger root. I'll put, you know, the little clump of ginger root in here and put that in my crisper, so that works really well for that. Tom tried popping popcorn in it because it is microwave safe, and what they show online is using oil in it, but of course we didn't put any oil in it. He just put, was it a third? How much did you put in
1/8
here?
of a cup.
Oh, 1/8 of a cup, because it was a small container. And he used the popcorn setting and just watched it and then pulled it out when it stopped popping. So you can put them in the microwave as well. But, you know, you can think past the kitchen too. I mean, you can use them to store things in your kitchen, but then also for traveling. You can use them when you travel and put things in them that you don't want to get wet. Would be great for either on the airplane or if you're going camping, to be able to do that as well. So think, you know, you can also put water in like this one and freeze it. And then you have a nice little ice pack that is all contained in here, and that would be really cool. So they won, Zip Top won the America by Design series. I guess that's a new series. I didn't get to see it, and the creator was a lady that created these, and she was up against 29 other incredible, innovative designs, and Zip Top at the end of the series was announced the winner. It also was the Good Housekeeping Editor's Pick in 2019, and she has also won several other international awards for her design of these. So they come really highly rated. I like them. We did decide to become affiliates for the Zip Tops.
We're on the double cam now.
Okay, and we have a link down in the description of the video,
Yeah.
and we have a discount code for 15% off, and the discount code is Nutmeg, all caps.
Yes. And that is on to the link directly to the Zip Top site, where we are a direct affiliate with Zip Top. We also list these in our food storage page on Amazon, and that Nutmeg code is not for that location.
Right.
So the discount code is a Nutmeg Notebook discount directly from Zip Top. So it takes, it takes $13.50 off the price of the kit if you buy the whole kit. Mm-hmm. But anyway, if you've got Amazon points, if you got a bunch of unused Amazon points, well, then by all means go over to Amazon and grab them there. That's fine too. I just want to be clear that the discount code is only for the direct purchase, not from
Right.
the Amazon purchase.
Right.
So.
Oh, and we still have our discount going for the month of October for Joy. Did you put that in the show notes?
Joy's link is in the show notes. Yeah, because of the Caesar dressing. Mm-hmm. I guess we're talking about discount. Because of the Caesar dressing and the ranch dressing recipes, we're both using the Joy oat milk. They gave us for the month of October a 15% off instead of the usual 10% off. So, and there's a trick on that. When you use our link to go to Joy, it builds in a 10% discount. It happens automatically. You actually have to go to, when you're checking out, you have to delete the Nutmeg discount and put in the Nutmeg 15 discount to get the 15%. Otherwise, you'll just get 10% because you automatically get that when you use our nutmeg link.
Right, but that's for the whole month of October. So if you haven't tried it yet, use the discount to get the discount to try it.
Yeah.
Or if you need to restock, then do it now while you get the 15%.
And Tami uses that as a recipe ingredient. We use the almond milk to drink, to use with my cereal. She uses the oat milk to cook because it's not nuts. It's a lower calorie density and does a great job. So, all right. So
and we still buy soy milk because they don't have soy yet.
So what's happening with that popcorn over there?
Oh, you're just sitting over there just eating away. It's so not fair.
I've been working very hard today.
You have. You've worked really hard today. So anyway, any questions about the zip tops? And like I said, if you're going to put liquids in them, they say these are not for liquids on the go. If you're going to put soup in them, if you want to put soup in them and put them in your refrigerator, you can open it up then and heat it up in the microwave, but it is not for liquids on the go. If you're going to do liquids on the go, use a different container for that. So think more, solids and dry ingredients if you're going to be putting them in your lunch box or your backpack or down in your purse. Like a sweet potato fits nicely, depending on the size, in one of these two. And so I'll oftentimes put my sweet potato in one of these to take with me in my lunch box. And what I like about these is that they nest. Again, here we are. You don't have to worry about lids because it's all inclusive. And I like that, but I do like that I can nest these because, storage is always an issue. Where am I going to put this stuff? So I like that, and I love these. These are good. I'm going to have these on a salad later.
Okay.
Yeah. Should we? I want to show them my new silicone bakeware.
We have a couple of questions first.
Okay, sure.
All right. Okay. And I'm going to start at the bottom and go up. How do you store the zip tops when not in use? We just covered that. She nests them, and maybe Misty didn't see you were already showing
and I
that.
have because they're not real tall, I'm just keeping them in a drawer.
You're keeping them in a drawer.
I'm keeping them in a drawer right now. And so, so they nest, which I really like. And then these I just put in a drawer because they're flat. But if you have a lot of them, I've seen pictures on Instagram where if people have a lot of them, they get those wood dowel dividers, or I think they're made for like lids, or you can get like a metal one.
Bookshelf style.
Yeah, and just do them bookshelf style.
Okay.
And then group them, bigger ones in back, shorter ones in front.
Okay.
And then these, when you wash them too, soap and water, or they can go in the dishwasher. And I haven't put any of these in the dishwasher. I just wash them by hand and then rinse them and turn them upside down in my dish drainer. And they do tell you, do not turn them inside out. Some people try turning them inside out to get them to dry quicker, and that will tear the corners. So you don't want to do that. And if you use something like something that has a lot of curry powder in it or tomato based, that can stain these just like it stains Tupperware. And then you can use a paste of baking soda and water and put that on them and see if that will help, take that off, and then put them in the dishwasher to see. But just know that if you use something that has a lot of pigment, that it could stain them, either one of them.
Jesse found that question, so we'll come back and grab that. Please remind us again, Lucy's asking of the types of Joy you use for the dressings. She uses the Joy oat milk. If you go to youtube.com, just go to YouTube and search Nutmeg Notebook, Ranch, or Nutmeg Notebook, Sezz. The whole video will come up, blog posts, and printable recipes. Everything is in there using the oat milk in this case.
And you can use any kind of plant milk. It's a half a cup of plant milk in either the ranch or the vegan. You can use whatever your favorite is.
But since I make up the almond milk from the paste for my cereals and for, eating myself, I don't want her using it up for recipes because then I have to make more. And if you just use the dry powder and the water in a recipe, you don't actually have to make the oat milk.
No.
You just use the oat milk. That's the hack. That's
Well,
the magic.
it's quick and easy, and it's also less fat because the oat milk powder has less fat than the almond base.
Okay, here is Lisa's question. What do you use to roast your veggies if no oil? And how long do they last in the fridge after you roast them?
Yeah, 5 days, 4 or 5 days. And you can use a little bit of, you can use lemon juice, lime juice, you can use vegetable broth. I mean, my oven roasted ratatouille, I don't think I add anything to that because the onions and mushrooms and the eggplant release their juices while they're roasting, and they don't come out dry, they come out very moist.
So the juicier ones you're doing on a sheet pan in the big oven.
Yes.
Sometimes you will do the little sweet peppers in the Breville.
Yes. And you just want to put them on either the Silpat mat or the parchment paper.
Keep all the water from dripping down.
Right. That helps prevent them from sticking to the pan then. You can also use a couple tablespoons of aquafaba, and that is the broth from garbanzo beans, either the ones that you make yourself from dried beans or from the canned ones. And, you know, we just go for the low sodium or no salt added. And that gives you a little bit of moisture too. But so, you know, you might need that if you're roasting some little potatoes, but the other vegetables have a lot of water in them. So onions, mushrooms, eggplant, zucchini, peppers, those already have a lot of water in them, and as you're roasting them, that comes out and they stay really nice and moist. So, you know, they're usually good for probably 4 to 5 days in the refrigerator. Anything else?
Voracious Vegan sprays her dry pop microwave corn with vinegar and then moistens it just enough so that, and then sprinkle it with nooch to get the nooch to stick. There's a fun idea.
Yeah,
okay.
That's great. Okay.
So you want to go to the bakeware now? Because we talked about...
Yeah, I'm going to, I want to show them this too. I forgot.
Okay.
So this is another one of the zip top bags, and I baked muffins today. And you guys know when I bake muffins, I like to make up my dry mixes ahead of time. And so, and I was out today, but I got a new silicone muffin pan that I wanted to try. And so I got everything out and I made the muffins, plus I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ahead of the dry mixes. And so these are my quinoa banana oat muffins. And what I do is when I get all the ingredients out for the muffins, I just make ahead the dry mix all together so that when I go to make muffins the next 5 times, I don't have to get everything out because I've already done the work. So I get everything out, I set up my containers assembly line style, and I just go to each container and put the ingredients in each container. And it makes, when I want to make muffins, then all I have to do is add the wet ingredients. And the recipe is on the blog. It's the quinoa banana oat muffins. So go to the blog. You can put in quinoa banana oat muffins in the search box. Did you just spill your popcorn? He did. I tell you, we are having a day. We are having a day. And you can find the recipe.
But it didn't break. It's just fine.
That's good.
Yay for silicone.
Unlike glass containers, which break. I'm not using glass containers in my pantry so much anymore, unless they're at the back of the shelves. And then I thought, oh, I wonder if I have a zip top container that these will fit in. And guess what? It fit in this one. So I was excited to see that. So the drawback with this container is you can't stack them like this. You know, that is the drawback.
And it would also cost a lot of money to buy a bunch of those for batch storage.
Yeah, it would. But anyway, I thought, oh, I wonder if it'll fit.
It fit.
And it did. So that was cool. But I'm thinking, you know, like you could get some of the colored ones of these and put homemade treats in them, and then give them to someone and let them know that this is silicone and reusable, and it saves on plastic being in the environment. And so that would be a really cool gift as well.
This silicone bakeware comes with muffins.
Wow, I love that. Did you make these for me?
I did, instead of flowers.
Okay.
Do you believe that?
So I do not. So I wanted some new silicone bakeware.
Well, tell them why, because
So
of all the questions on the red.
Yeah. So the set of red that I have, whenever I take a photograph of it and show it, people always ask, where did you get it? And it's no longer available on Amazon, and there's no brand name on it, which is so weird. So, and I had bought this really big set when I went plant-based, and when I first started using it, I really didn't like it. I would make muffins in it and they would stick, until Chef AJ told me, you're taking them out too soon. You have, in silicone, you need to let things cool down before you try to take them out, and then they won't stick. And so I was like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. And so then I started doing that, and they worked beautifully. But the ones that I have, they didn't have any structure to them, and so they were really difficult to get in. The muffin pans were difficult to get in and out of the oven. And I had 2 6-cup instead of a 12-cup tray. So I told Tom I want some new silicone bakeware. So being the little investigator that he is, he started doing internet research to see what products had really good reviews. And what he discovered was that this Trudeau, is that how you say it? Trudeau brand from Canada had really great ratings, and it's the brand that like Williams Sonoma and Sur La Table sell. And so you know, it's very high quality. And so again, it is really high quality silicone that it's made from, and it's called structured silicone because, would you be able to show them a picture of it?
I'll go get that.
Okay, so it has a metal rim all the way around the top. And so one thing about silicone, if it doesn't have the metal rim around the top, it's very floppy. And people would always say, you know, oh, I have to put my 12-cup muffin pan on a baking sheet in order to get it in and out of the oven safely because it wants to wobble. Well, when it has that metal rim around it, you don't have that worry. And so you can very easily get this in and out of the oven. And yes, it does get hot. And so when you're taking them out of the oven, you do need to use pot holders. But once they cool, and I baked these around noontime, but once they cool, look how easy it pops up. So it just pops out. So all you do, you see here, you just push up from the bottom. No oil, there's no oil in my muffins, and I did not oil this muffin pan. All I did was, when it came from Amazon, is I washed this with warm soapy water, and then I dried it with a towel, and then I put my muffin mix right in here and baked it. And it just, everything's just, look, no stick whatsoever. It's even doing better than my old silicone container did. So this
There's a little bit, there's a cutaway on this.
Okay, great. Tom's going to show you a picture.
This one's in the middle. The other one was over onto the side. So they're just doing a little cutaway there.
So it comes in a couple colors. So you can get that kind of pinky.
And that's the Pro version, which is a different ring around the top like this.
Yeah,
to show.
Right. It has a ring around the top. But I kind of liked this little pretty aqua color. So then I wanted a muffin pan too. And so, and I haven't gotten to use this yet because it just came before
that one came today.
Today, before we went live. And this is an 8-inch brownie pan, and so I'm anxious to try my brownies in it. So you could do cake or brownies, or you could do, if you wanted to do like lentil loaf, you could do lentil loaf in here, and then you would be able to cut it in squares, which would be nice instead of cutting it like if you bake it in a loaf pan. And so again, this one it says right on it, structure, because it has that nice metal rim in there, which does give it structure, so it's not going to collapse on you when you put it in the oven or when you go to take it out from the oven. So I think 8-inch is a really nice size to have. And then of course for my lentil loaf, I really do like to have a loaf pan. For that is fun, and so have the loaf pan. But if you're doing pumpkin bread or banana bread this time of year, then prep it, bake it, and pop it out is what it says on the back. And this muffin pan, does it give me the dimensions? Yes, it's 8.5 by 4.5 inches. So 8.5 inches by 4.5 inches. And again, it has the metal rim. So I'm real excited about this, and I like the color too. I like the gray.
Okay.
I think it's great. So any questions about that? And I'm dying to eat one of these.
Oh, okay. Well, you can do that. I put a link to these. The link to these in the show notes says Silicone Bakeware Idea List, and that takes you to one of our little categories from our Amazon page, and then I've got all of these different shapes and sizes all listed in a row at the top of that page. So yeah, what did I name it? Silicone Bakeware Idea List. When you get to our page, the name of the idea list will say Amazon Live Idea List, because earlier today, our Amazon Live Today show was gift ideas, holiday gift ideas for the kitchen, and actually Wanda posted a comment that she's going to put this on her wish list. So we had these on our potential gift show that we did at 2 o'clock on Amazon, and that's why they're on that list. I will migrate them over to our baking goods regular category idea list on our Amazon page later. I just didn't have time to do that today. So go to that list, and I have them up at the top. And then I'll be moving them to our bakeware later.
So it says on here that it's microwave safe. How can it be microwave safe when it has that metal?
Well, the microwave comes with a metal rack that goes in there. It's all a matter of if you've got two pieces of metal close together so that they can arc. Well, this is one continuous piece of metal. Okay. There's some scientific rules that can make it possible to have metal in a microwave or not.
Okay.
It's like if you put a jar of something in there to warm up that was sealed with a foil lid, and there's little bits of foil,
and it goes bzzz.
You get lightning bolts and everything. So there's some laws of physics that pertain to that are slightly over my head, but remember the microwave came with that metal rack we removed.
Yeah.
Well, it's made, it's one solid piece of metal, and so it's not gonna.
It doesn't arc.
It's not gonna arc.
Okay, so it's good up to 428 degrees, which I don't know any. I don't think you would bake anything at that high heat, but it is good up to 428 degrees, and it is microwave, dishwasher, and oven safe. So there you go. So anyway,
did I push the button for the corner cutout or not?
Yeah, we showed it.
I did show it over there. I was on the screen here, but I didn't know if I made it.
I don't know. I hope so.
So I was wiggling my mouse here, but I didn't know if I might have been talking about doing it, but just showing us I might have been. Maybe I did it. Who knows?
Well, somebody will tell us.
So anyway, yeah.
Jesse loves to tell you.
Yeah, this is just a little cutout. So anyway, back to Tami.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm anxious to try these two. If they perform as well as the muffin pan, I will be very, very happy with it. And you guys, this, we measured when Tom found this brand, and I looked at it. I said, well, let's measure and make sure that the 12 cup will fit in the Breville Smart Oven Air, and it fits fine. It's not, not even super close. And so it fit great. And I think they also don't they make a 9x13 cake pan? And we also ordered a round one,
on its way.
but it It hasn't come
tomorrow
yet.
or Tuesday.
Yeah, so I'm also
Yeah.
getting a round one as
and
well.
the idea behind these is that it's the same fundamental idea of super cubes, where super cubes put the rim in those
Yes.
freezer trays, and those can be baked in as well. So these kind of compete with the super cubes on the baking part.
Well, but not really, because
they don't have lids. Like,
yeah, I mean, you bake in the super cubes if you're planning on freezing the stuff later, really. So this should be fun. So
This is
thank you, honey,
dedicated
thank
bakeware.
you for doing the research and finding these.
Okay.
Because I'm very excited about them. And then we have a couple of questions from people.
Yeah, there was a. Let me. Yeah, go
These
ahead.
smell so good, you guys, and these freeze really well. So I just put these in a Tupperware container and put them in the freezer, and they freeze great. So, and then you can just take one out at a time when you want them. So what did you do with my phone, honey? Because Jesse's question is on my phone. So I'm going to read you a question from Judy. She says, I just found your YouTube channel, love it. Can you help me find a few things that I couldn't find on your Amazon site? I'm looking for the nutritional yeast flakes, the Nooch, as well from Well Your World, and the Stardust or Galaxy that Tom likes. And so here's what she's talking about. If you're new to our channel, you haven't heard us, you haven't had the opportunity to hear us talk about Well Your World. And Well Your World is run by our friend Dylan and Reeves, and they have this whole line of SOS-free plant-based food products that are amazing. So Nooch is kind of what the vegans like to call nutritional yeast, and we use that in a lot of recipes, and it gives us a little hint of kind of a cheesy flavor that we like, and we like Dylan's brand the best. And so it is small flakes, and the flavor is really spot on. And so believe it or not, nutritional yeast does vary in flavor and texture, and this is really small flakes of it, and the flavor is really good. We used to buy a brand called Sari, S-A-R-I, from Amazon, and Dylan's is equally as delicious as the Sari was, but it is a better value. And then she's talking about some of his seasonings, and Tom will put a link in the...
No, there's a Well Your World link. There's a Well Your World link already in the show notes from before.
Great. And then where she's talking about the Stardust and the Galaxy Dust, these are two, I would call them tabletop seasonings that are salt, oil, and sugar-free, and they just give you a hint of a flavor of salt, although they don't contain any salt in them, and they're absolutely delicious. And Tom calls Stardust magic Stardust. He loves to put that in his soup when he makes his soup, and so these are very tasty. He also has other seasonings. There's a chili seasoning, and then there's the everything bagel, and this is also salt-free and sugar-free, and I make croutons out of this with Japanese sweet potatoes, and they are delicious. And so do we have a video coming of that? I think we made a video that we shot a video that day, that a couple weeks ago when we shot 5 videos.
You made bagels.
I made
bagel bites.
I made croutons, everything bagel croutons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do have a video coming for that. So anyway, this is from Well Your World. We are affiliates with them because we actually do use the products and we love them, and you will find our link down below in the description of this YouTube video. And so you'll see, it depends on what device you're on. There might be a down arrow for you to click on a smartphone or a pad. If you're on your computer, it might say see more, and that's where you would click. Then the other question we had was from Jessie, one of our moderators, and she said, Tami, I have a multi-pot question. The multi-pot instructions say that I shouldn't go above the half max line for beans and grains, and all other foods should not exceed the 2/3 max line. And for those of you who don't know, a multi-pot is an electric pressure cooker like the Instant Pot. It's just a different brand. And we also have a couple of them, and we love them. If I'm making soups or stews that contain beans or grains and vegetables, am I limited to the half max line, or can I go up to the 2/3 max line? So Jesse, the reason they're limiting you at the half max line for beans and grains when you're putting all your ingredients in the electric pressure cooker is because you have to allow room for them to expand. And once they expand, you're probably going to be up close to the maximum fill line. But when you are making them and including them in broth with a bunch of vegetables and other things, then you're not going to have that mass expansion that you do when you're doing a whole pot of either grains or beans. So I believe that you can go ahead and put it to the 2/3 max full line because the whole thing isn't full of beans or rice, and so you're not going to have as much expansion. Of course, you could verify that with Mealthy. You could contact them and ask them. I was thinking that at one time that they had a Mealthy Facebook page where people could ask questions as well. So anyway, that's Tom's and my our best theory. That's what we think when I'm making something with beans or grains in it in a vegetable broth, or a mixed blend of things. I don't adhere to that, don't fill it past that line thing. And I've so far been okay. But I understand, because what they're trying to avoid is it creating froth, which can happen if it's too full when you're cooking beans or a grain, or expanding too far and really having a problem then.
Yeah, that's,
so I hope that answers it.
Yeah, it's just like when I do the rice in the 6-quart, the most you can safely get in there is 8 cups of rice, and then I fill the water, up to 1-to-1 ratio, 8 cups of water. I tried to do 10 cups once, and I got all of that bubbling and goo on the underside top of the lid.
Right.
So I didn't do that again. I backed off and I stayed at 8 cups.
You're a good boy. You learn from your mistakes. That's good. I'm proud of you. No response.
So anyway, yep, I'm a good boy. She's proud of me. Okay, I am validated. All right? My ego is restored.
You're funny.
Okay, back to Tami.
Oh, well, do you have more questions for me?
I've been working on the details. So let me go
back.
back.
You're working on details. Okay,
Yeah.
He's working on details.
I've been working on the show notes. So let me jump back over to questions and see.
Okay. So I'm sure you guys have all heard in the news, they're saying, if you're doing Christmas shopping, do it early because things are going to run out. And, I know, so we're in Northern California, and they say over in Oakland that the ships are all lined up over there with, they have lots of barges and so forth, full of stuff that they just don't have enough people to unload it all. And so, that backup is causing a problem across the United States, and not enough truckers to carry it once they do get it off.
I want to address one more thing, a comment that Jessie made here. She said she's never had any luck getting Mealthy to answer any questions, and so she really appreciates you addressing that question. Mealthy went through got bought last year, and so it transferred from one company to another company. The new management company is down in Fresno, California, actually, and so.
And we are affiliates.
And we are affiliates of Mealthy, and we've been in touch with them. And so there were two things that happened. The company got sold and bought, and then the pandemic happened. And as you've heard in the news, that shortens the supply of many things. About once a week I go in and I check and see what's available. For a while you couldn't get multi-pots. You still can't get hand blends. For a while you couldn't get crisplids, but now you can. And so we've let a little bit of information out on those here and there where that's happened. But the process of them coming to market with their full line, we're not there yet. They do have a customer service department that I've had some email communication with on a limited basis. So there is still a ways to go back up that road for them to get where we were before.
Yeah.
So we're being patient with them right now because we've just in our own communications we've had some difficulty. So we're trying to give them a chance to get their sales up and get their ship running in a direction again.
Because we love the products. We love the pressure cooker.
I love my Mealthy 2.0, my famous dump soup. I make in that a couple times a week.
Will you cook rice in it?
And cook rice, and the automatic release steam valve is a game changer where pressure cookers are concerned. But I haven't even been able to talk about the darn thing because for a while we couldn't even get them.
Right.
And so they've got to get, they've got to sort out their marketing department and get their things going again. So. And
we have the stick blender, and we love the stick blender.
But we can't show it because you can't buy it right now.
Right.
And so
and the crisp lid.
Yeah, we actually took the Mealthy blender off of our one of our Amazon shopping lists and found one that looks really, really similar. I'm thinking that might be made by the same factory, and we had to put that one on because we can't get the one that we have for show and tell. So yeah, that's kind of a subject for us, Mealthy, right now. We hope for things to improve on that. So I'm going to go back over here and check.
Okay. Well, I'm done with everything that I had to say.
You got down your list?
I did. I covered everything that I had.
Yeah, Tiffany decided that the muffins were enough to make up for the missing flowers.
Oh, good. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm glad.
Yeah, Jessie says she likes the auto stream release as well.
Yeah,
so.
It is really nice because you don't have to, if you need quick release, you don't have to be present in the kitchen when it needs to happen. The machine does it itself, which is really nice.
Okay, so the last thing maybe is that we are going to take 2 Sundays off. We'll be back here for a live on November 7th at 4 o'clock. That'll be our next scheduled live. So yeah, we'll be off 2 weekends, and then we'll be back on November 7th. It sounds like it's far away, but it's not. It's just 2 weekends. So
time flies too. It goes by fast.
So we need a couple of weekends to do some stuff. So we got to get some stuff done in the next couple of weekends, and then we'll be back with you guys on November 7th. There will not be a announcement letter on Sunday morning, and there will not be a YouTube live Sunday afternoon next week, or a YouTube walk either.
Facebook.
Yeah, because those 2 days are just not available. So
right, and no Facebook walk.
No Facebook walk.
Live walk and talk
for the next 2 Sundays.
Right.
So
I'll post, and I'll have to go on Facebook and post that.
Okay.
That we won't be on.
All right.
So we'll see you all in a couple of weeks. That means that you all have to behave yourselves between now and then.
Yeah, you can always visit the sites and the lives of our comrades. There's always Chef AJ, there's always Dylan shows, there's Brittany shows. Crocs are back doing some stuff these days.
Yeah, it's an active
it's a
community.
Very lively community. So anyway.
It is.
And then we'll get our stuff done, and then we'll come back and see you on the 7th.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's all I've got today.
Okay, everybody.
Unless anybody has any last minute questions, if you want to check the chat feed. Of course, we hope you will give us a thumbs up. We hope you would subscribe. And if you want to be on our mailing list, go to nutmegnotebook.com and sign up there to be on our mailing list. You just subscribe. It's free. We don't sell your email. We try not to spam you. But then, whenever we know that there's something happening in the plant-based community that we think is important that you need to know about, we can let you know through email contact. And on Sundays when we're having a live show, Tom sends out an email letting you know, and we try to include links to things and, whatever we think might be something important for you.
There were some questions parked here.
Why am I in a box up in the corner as well?
I'm always trying to put you in a box. Okay.
Stop putting me in a box.
Okay. Gina is asking, is freezing grains, oat groats, rice, pasta, and is freezing grains better for storage? I keep the rice in the freezer just so bugs can't get into it, really. It's to keep the bugs out rather than keep the freshness in.
We go through it fast enough that it probably wouldn't go rancid. But so like white rice has been very processed and it doesn't go rancid. But whole grains like a brown rice or millet
still has the germ.
They still have the germ and they can go rancid. And
you keep a lot of grains in the freezer out in the garage.
I do. I keep a lot of it out in the garage. I keep a little bit in the pantry, but most of it I keep in the freezer. So we freeze our flax and the millet and the oat groats and the brown rice and all of those we like to keep. Now the quinoa, I've never had a problem with it going rancid. But
flax we definitely keep in the refrigerator or freezer.
And that will prevent getting pantry moths.
Yeah, once upon a time, many years ago, we had pantry moths in the pantry. They got into everything. And so we
had to purge everything.
And so we've been, haven't been singed by that once. We're really careful with that.
And when I was talking to the bulk foods manager at Whole Foods a couple years ago, she said that if you buy any grains or beans or anything like that from the bulk bins, that when you get it home, you should put it in your freezer for 7 to 10 days, because if there were any pantry
if there's an infestation, then that would kill the eggs.
Then that would kill the eggs.
And then you can be eating dead moth eggs.
No, you rinse them. You rinse them, so you're not eating them. What's wrong with you? You have to rinse them.
I'm going to go check questions.
Okay, you better go. He is getting ornery. A little bit ornery. Okay. You feeling a little naughty, I think. You feeling naughty?
Oh, Jesse tried to shove and hug me in the freezer once. It didn't work. He fought back. Okay.
Poor Richard.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now we got to go.
Okay. Well, you know what, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. This was really fun. I hope it was informative for you. I hope that, was that me or you?
That was you.
We hope it was informative, and you can always give us ideas. If you have ideas of what you'd like us to cover in the shows, you can send that to me, Tami, at nutmegnotebook.com, or to Tom at nutmegnotebook.com. Because, we're here to serve you. We want to do things that are going to help you on your plant-based journey. So if there's something that we haven't made a video on, or a topic that we haven't talked about yet,
we welcome your ideas.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
So, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. I'm Tami.
And I'm Tom. There.
Is that what you were going for?
Yeah, I do this.
I'm Tami.
And I'm Tom.
And we help you get healthy and stay healthy, one meal at a time.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. See you in a couple weeks.